Guys, I've been getting a ton of requests for an update for my EDC. This is not what I carry all together at one time, but I'm going to show you just some options that I do, some things, different things, maybe giving you some ideas of what you would carry for your EDC, maybe some upgrades, maybe some changes. But one thing I'd love to see down in the comments is to put your EDC on there or some addition that you think would be great. Guys, it's a whole philosophy. I mean, there's a ton of different items and so much more coming out every day. But these are just the items, guys, that I find myself picking up, putting in my pocket when I get up to get the day started. Now, this is my pretty much everyday EDC. When I'm here around the house, I'm doing work, doing video work. This is typically what I have on my person. First off, of course, I have my cell phone and actually getting ready to replace it, but I do have one of the Magpul cases on here. I find that these are excellent. In fact, I've dropped this a number of times and have never done any damage to my phone. Secondly, of course, is my car keys and my house key, shop key. This is the key bar. I've used this for a number of years, not necessarily the copper, but I've had the copper for now about a year and a half or so. And guys, I love the key bar. It's a little heavy, but especially in the copper. They make these in titanium and in aluminum, but I really like this. I know that it's in my pocket, and it has this little mag clip that is great. I mean, I have my car keys on here. I start my truck, take my keys if I need to get in the house, and I can do that, keeping my car warm, especially this cold weather. The next, of course, is my billfold. Now, I got this as a gift from my family, from my wife, actually, and so I usually carry this leather billfold. I do have another option. In fact, that's what we're going to show in a minute. But as far as just everyday, what I slip in my back pocket, I go with the leather billfold. As far as a light, this is new for 2018, and this is one of the S1 minis. This is an incredible bright flashlight, and up to 600 lumens in a small, tiny package. And of course, I've done some reviews on these, but I've been carrying Olight exclusively for my EDC for about 5 years. And I just love Olight flashlights. As far as my knife, this is the Zero Tolerance. It's the 566 CF. Excellent knife. I mean, very high quality knife and a Hinderer design. I do carry a lot my Benchmade Barrage, and I've been carrying it for a long, long time. I like the heaviness of the 566. The blade's a little thicker. It's a little more substantial, and I like that for a lot of different things. But the Barrage seems to keep coming, and I find it in my pocket often. But, you know, one of these Zero Tolerance knives are just excellent. One thing, too, is a lighter. I like to keep a big lighter in my pocket. I do smoke cigars on occasion, but I usually use a match for that. But fire is a very important part of survival, and so fire is something that I always try to keep some kind of fire source in my pocket. I love the Pilot G2 pens. I mean, this is an inexpensive pen, but this is my preferred pen. I will go way out of my way to find one of these to write with. And so I keep these handy a lot, and I try to keep one in my pocket. As far as my current EDC concealed carry, it was the G26 Gen 3, and now I've upped the ante up to the G5. This is the Generation 5 G26. I do have one of the extenders on here that gives me 2 extra rounds. But a lot of times I do go with just the flush magazine that'll give me 10 rounds. And this, of course, is new, brand new for 2018. And, you know, guys, there are a lot of great choices out there. I have a number of those choices for my EDC. But to be honest with you, I just keep going back to Glock, not because I'm just a huge fanboy, but because I've put thousands upon thousands of rounds through the Glock pistols. And, you know, there's a lot invested in that. I will carry my HK VP9S a lot. The Sphinx is also the STP, the subcompact, and even the CZ Rami. Those are all great handguns that I typically will bring in and out. But on an everyday basis, the Glock 26, and now, of course, the Gen 5 is my pick. Now, I like leather. Maybe it's just because I'm a little bit older and I just am so used to leather. I will bring in a Kydex offering in a second, but the leather just seems to be soft and supple. I love the way it feels. And this is from Jackson Leatherwork. John Jackson does a great job on holsters. And you can see that this one has definitely seen a lot of love. I mean, I use this holster on an everyday basis. And guys, to be honest with you, I can have this in my back and in my kidney, and I never even know it's there. Or if I decide to carry it appendix style, again, the shorter barrel, I just don't know that it's there. More on my kidney, for sure. You know, you put it in your appendix, and there's a little bit, especially sitting down. But I just find that this holster system works best for me. And of course, I have the mag carrier, which also is Jackson Leatherwork. This is newer, and I carry these often, but a lot of times I'll slip a magazine in my back pocket. Now, I also like to have a good quality watch. I don't really care about looking at my phone for the time. Of course, you have that if you need it. But having a good wristwatch makes it so simple to be able to look right on your wrist, and you know, it's just a good thing to have. And especially in certain type situations, a watch can be good to coordinate and things like that. This is one of the Hazard 4 heavy water dive watches. These are not inexpensive, but they are super tough. And I really love the big dial. And you know, you can see the wear that's on this. A lot of people ask me about my choice for a watch. They see it a lot of times in the video. And this Hazard 4 is highly recommended. It's just a great watch, totally impervious to the elements, and the time, it just stays right on time. And then the foundation for the whole EDC is my belt. Now, this is a gun leather belt from DaltechForce.com. It's bull hide leather. I've had this belt for about 7 years. And I still wear it. Now, I've got one on right now that's a little bit newer. But this belt is super comfortable, and it's super rigid, especially for concealed carry. You know, having a good gun belt is key. It's critical. And, you know, you don't want to have that, you want that good tension when you're withdrawing your handgun. And so I really like the bull leather belt. There's a lot of other great synthetic options. There's a lot of great leather belts out there. But for me, I like the leather. That's just me. You know, there's a lot of other options out there. Now I want to show you just some of the supplements that I bring in and out of my EDC. Number one is the Hellbent Leather Kydex wallet. I do have one with the clip on the back. You can put money or put bills in here, but this is just a great way to be able just to fan out your cards and be able to find them really easy, but yet it does protect them, and it's so lightweight and easy to carry. I typically carry this when I'm out and about, more than my leather billfold. I can slip this in my front pocket and you won't even know it. As far as my knife goes, I like the Osborne design Benchmade. This is a Going Gear exclusive, and in fact, this is one of the last things that I got from Marshall at Going Gear before his passing. And so this is a very important knife for me, but I typically like to carry this, you know, if I'm going somewhere, going out for dinner, or I need something really light, or church, or things like that. Just something a little dressy. As far as another watch that I carry often is the BCM. This is a limited edition watch, and this is an excellent timepiece. I've used this for many years, even before the Hazard 4, and it's just a good, solid, compact watch. It does come with a steel band as well, or metal band, and a little dressier. But for me, I like the rubber finish on here because I am so tough on a lot of my gear. And then also, when I'm going into more serious situations, or I want a knife for self-defense, I go with one of the BCM Kernels. This is an excellent fighting knife, and there's a lot of techniques to use with this. With this Kydex holster, it just slips into the right place on the other side of your, opposite of your appendix carry, or if, of course, according if you're right or left-handed. But this is just an excellent knife, more of a self-defense option. Which, you know, it's according to where I'm going, and also with a tactical pen. Now, I have a number of different tactical pens. I just happen to have this one. This came out of a Battle Box subscription box, and you know, it's just excellent to kind of have something. You know, if they're looking through your stuff and you can't really have a weapon, this is a great surrogate. Now, I don't always carry a multi-tool because of the weight, but one thing, you know, it's good to have in a lot of situations according to where I'm going, and this is one of the SOG Paratools. Just a great little, you know, multi-tool with the pliers. And there are some smaller options out there, but typically if I'm gonna have to carry a multi-tool anyway, and I'd really like to have a little bit of heft for those pliers. As far as a flashlight, another option for a flashlight, I like to have a little more of a self-defense option. And I like the crenulated bezel. I like a little more of the heft, and of course these lights are incredibly bright. And this is one of the Olights. It's the M1X Striker, and these are excellent. In fact, I have banged these against trees before, just demonstrating and trying out to see how sturdy and rugged they are. And this is a super rugged light, and it does have the tail cap, so it makes it a good self-defense flashlight. And guys, again, as I always say, light is your #1 security tool. And when I'm going somewhere where I can carry this, I love to have this light. Now, of course, for a summer carry or light carry EDC, I've got one of the Glock 43s, of course 9mm. It is a single stack magazine, which means that I'm only going to carry this if I need something really flat and really thin. This has the head down custom Glock finish on it, and I've done a full review on this handgun. I do have one of the standard Glock 43s, but actually that one's gone to my wife now. But I really like the way this one feels. It's good quality. And if I'm dressed up kind of nice and I need to kind of be trim and slim, I'll go with this. And also one of the Kydex holsters. In fact, Head Down makes these as well. And so this is a good combination. This is great for appendix carry. And with the Kydex, and what I like about Kydex is that it's so thin. So I can kind of compactly put this away. It makes it nice and trim. It's easier to conceal. Now, with the 6 rounds, I'm not really thrilled about, so I like to have some extra rounds, and I have one of the ETS. This is one of the 12-round magazines, and I keep Federal HST rounds in these magazines. It's a really great self-defense round, and also keep those in my standard Glock magazines for my G26. And guys, this is pretty much my 2018 EDC, and as things change, of course, I'll do some updates. It's really good to have some of the items you need. Yes, sometimes it's inconvenient. Sometimes it's heavy, and you've got these items on you. You do tend to get used to it over a short period of time, but having those items on your person, to me, is just being well prepared. You know, if you don't really want to carry all this stuff, and guys, typically, you know, you may not need it. But I find, especially with flashlights, knives, things like that, I typically find that I need them more than I thought I did, or it really makes life just a little bit better. Again, leave your comments down below on what you carry. You know, guys, while you're out there, just be safe. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. I like to have a good quality. And I know it'll be in the comments, EDC means everyday carry. The real reason I carry all this stuff is because at night when I take it all off, I feel like I've lost about 10 pounds.